And in just less than a week, lawmakers, they head back to the state capitol early. Governor Kevin Stitt calling a special session last week to begin on January 29th. The focus here, tax cuts. And we're hearing from more lawmakers ahead of all of this. In studio this morning, we have House Speaker Charles McCall with us. Speaker McCall, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Good morning.
All right, so let's start with this first question. Sure. Governor Stitt, he wants to see this bill pass, and what it's calling for, it would cut the personal income tax for every Oklahoman by 0.25%. Where are you standing right now as it relates to this bill and also a special session being called?
The call that the governor's put out is a very specific call this time, which differs from the other special sessions that he's called. He specifically called for a 0.25% cut in the tax rate. The House of Representatives is ready to pass the bill. We've passed it in previous special sessions. This won't be an issue for the House of Representatives. We will convene on Monday, that pursuant to the call, and we'll start the process. It takes 5 days constitutionally for a piece of legislation to become law, so it will take all week. We'll be able to introduce and first read the bill on Monday. We'll have to second read it constitutionally on Tuesday, and then Wednesday would be the day that the House can take an actual debate and Q&A and a vote on the measure. Then it would move on to the Senate. All
right, Speaker McCall, we had Governor Stitt on the show last week after he called for this special session. Now, some of the reactions that we've gotten from lawmakers, they've been, mixed reactions. You have just said, anything, a meaningful tax implication for Oklahomans, that's what you want to see. Meaningful tax relief being that. The governor says there might be a philosophical difference in the Capitol. Do you agree with that? What would you say, feelings are towards this bill?
Well, I feel like tax cut. We made a tax cut 2 years ago, and from that tax cut, we just saw state revenues continue to increase. I think when you cut taxes, you leave more money in people's pocket. They don't hold on to it; they spend it. That's good for the economy. I think we need to cut the tax rate to leave more money in people's pockets because there's a lot of inflation that they're dealing with. Things cost more these days. Everything from utility bills to groceries at the store, to clothing, books, school supplies, everything that families are, focused on. And that is the one thing that the state government can do to help the citizens of the state of Oklahoma. I think it's long overdue. I think we should have done it 1.5 years ago. And we wouldn't be in this special session if that had been completed. But the House will answer the call. The House will once again pass the relief for the people of the state of Oklahoma.
So this is the third time that Governor Kevin Stitt, he has called for a special session regarding this issue. You just said the House, y'all are going to pass this bill through, but are you hopeful at this time that it'll make it out the Senate as well?
Sure, we're always hopeful. We can't you can't predict or tell the Senate what to do. The Senate can't. The House is its own legislative chamber as well. But they've had a very long time to look at this. They put together a task force to study this over 1.5 years ago. They should be ready to coalesce around something. I think there's things that we can do beyond a 0.25% tax cut that helps Oklahomans and helps the people of the state, as well as position our state long-term for better economic growth. Those are some discussions that I hope to have along this way. Maybe not in this special session because it's a very narrow call, but we have the regular session to discuss those items as well.
And there we go. Let's talk about the regular session. It's coming up here in February.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to? Because I know the deadline for filing bills, it just passed, and we were talking during a break how many bills that were that were filed. How many is that for our viewers at home?
Well, this session, the House has filed just a little over 1,200 pieces of legislation among all 101 members of its body. That's lower than normal, and probably about 1,000 pieces of legislation less. There's a lot of legislation that was left over from last session that can still be considered. So I think that's somewhat reflective of the fact of what is still working its way through the process from last session. I haven't been able to get through all the bills at this time, but we're going through those. We'll be assigning those out this week to particular committees. Those committee chairs will then have the decision on which bills that they will entertain and which ones they will not.
So what do you want Oklahomans to know who are watching right now? You know, you have the special session next week and then regular session starts in February. A lot going on there at the state capitol already. So what's the message to Oklahomans today?
Well, we're listening. We've done our polling. All of our 101 members, the House of Representatives, they represent the smallest segments of constituents in the state, about 39,000 per House district. And so they have a really good understanding of what people in their district want. These pieces of legislation that are introduced are merely a reflection of what these representatives are hearing in their district. We will come in and we'll find out where the consensus are on these issues, but we're going to be focusing on things that are most important to Oklahomans. Inflation and the economy are up there at the top.
All right, and House Speaker Charles McCall, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you coming in. I know it's going to be a busy few months for you all down at the state capitol, so again, thank you.
Of course, thank you.